first time in a long time, but it seems like just yesterday when we were side by side. Beast mode, no one's blocking our way. These other guys tried it, but them man ain't got the skills of Braden and Davey, brazen and raging, bringing you the thrills and spills. Right here in full gear, about to blow up like TNT. Us man are too sweet, Brady DVP, the BDElite. Right here in full gear, about to blow up like TNT. Us man are too sweet, Brady DVP, the BDElite.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Braden Harrington here with Davey Portman for UpNXT, postwrestling.com, all the podcast apps, you know the bit, and live on Twitch.
Twitch.tv/UpNXT podcast. Hello, Twitch room.
Hello.
We're back.
Yeah, we've been on Twitch a little bit.
Doing a double today.
Yeah, we were on Twitch last night. This is BDElite.
Hello.
By the way, yeah. We're your Dynamates.
Dynamates.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
We were on Twitch last night with UpNXT. We record all like our shows on the free feed. We tend to record like UpNXT and BDElite, like this show right here. But we were on Twitch earlier today because Money in the Bank is this Sunday. You'll be on Twitch for that.
Yeah.
You'll be on Twitch for Slammiversary.
So much Twitch.
Yeah, watch-alongs and post-shows for these pay-per-views this weekend. But because it's Money in the Bank, we decided to have a Money in the Bank inspired show.
We did
Today. Do you want to tell the people how that went about?
We did a top five show
five.
with some of our world champion patrons, where we discuss about our top five favorite moments in Money in the Bank history, and we're kind of dissecting them. But then it was a bit of a ruse, if you will.
Yeah. We are promoters. We are true carnies in the fashion. We tricked our world champs with a sort of a switcheroo of a cash-in, if you will. We tricked our world champs into thinking, well, we did still do a top five show that we'll put out as well, but we tricked them because then an impromptu Money in the Bank, or shall we say BDE
in the Bank
match took place live on Twitch here today. So some people were like, wait, what's going on here? So it was a bit of a switcheroo that we pulled on you people. And well, we don't want to spoil it, so go watch it. Because we'll put the podcast up on the Patreon if you're a podcast kind of person. But if you like to watch the videos or stuff, you can go check it out.
Yeah, the replay's on Twitch, and we'll get it up on YouTube as well.
And I don't, if you know who's won. But it's all leading up to the big announcement of UpNXT Summer.
UpNXT Summer. Yes, it is coming. Date to be determined.
Yes.
But if you joined in with our UpNXT Mania games, our UpNXT Rumble, our Survivor Series games, we're doing our own pay-per-view.
Yeah, go to our socials at UpNXT Podcast and the Instagram, because Dickie Bird, friend of the show, the legend, he made a little video, little hype video for this event, and everything ties in, and we'll fill you in on the rest. But go catch up, follow in on the games, because it was pretty fun. And thanks for everyone who's in the community, because it's crazy that we have like these people and everyone joining in on the games and the pods, but then like world champs who are like the crazy supporters were super shocked that we sprung this on them. So it was like a true wrestling swerve.
It was.
We felt proud.
Russo swerve.
Yeah, we felt proud that we had concocted this idea. So go check that out, because it was super fun. We're still in the midst of Shark Week.
It is Shark Week.
Yeah.
You've been sending us all your shark facts all week.
I got this crazy one. Who sent this to me? I forget, but get this. Are you ready for Shark Fact? Sharks
Right.
don't have bones.
What? Of course they have bones.
No, they don't have bones.
Don't they have a lot of teeth?
Yeah, but teeth aren't bones.
Teeth aren't bones?
Yeah.
Are you sure? I think we need to know this. Are teeth bones? Are teeth bones? Yes or no? Teeth are not bones!
Yeah, what up, bitch?
Yes,
Get
both
the
are
net.
white in colour, and they do indeed store calcium, but that's where their similarities end.
Damn.
So sharks don't have bones.
Damn,
That's
wow.
crazy.
My mind blown.
Blown.
Yeah.
Happy Shark Week,
Well,
guys.
you learned that on Shark Week. Do they have Bone Week?
Bone
Boy,
Week.
that's a different week.
Oh, boy.
That's a different week. Well, we did a Deep Blue Sea from 1999. Samuel L. Jackson, LL Cool J, Sharks. That was a lot of fun. You'll get a lot of shark facts on that. But then we did a best match ever shark cage match, and I edited and putting it up. It'll be out Thursday night at some point, and it was a lot of fun. Going through some old school wrestling. We talk about the predecessor to Hell in the Cell.
1983
Hidden Gem.
Cell match, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So we're going to talk about that and some Sting, some Flair, some Paul Ellering in a cage.
A lot of Paul Ellering.
Cornette in a cage.
Yeah.
China in a cage.
Jericho in a cage.
A lot of people in shark cages. So check that out because it was a lot of fun. And get some feedback in because I know coming down the line next week, it's like a week in a bit, but I'm turning 30.
Yeah.
And we decided that for birthdays on the Patreon, we would let each other do an Up Yours, where we pick something that we want to watch. So for my birthday, I've chosen one of my favorite movies, Point Break. So everyone the next week, go watch it, get your feedback in on the Patreon. But I didn't realize that because the movie is from 1991, the same year I'm born, and apparently it's turning 30. So that's also the celebration.
Okay, wow.
Celebration. I think it was like 2 days ago, but
wow.
Yeah. So there we go. We're going to talk all about that. Keanu and Patrick Swayze. Trust me, you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
It's
no.
lit.
I'm
It's
looking
basically
forward to
Fast and Furious, but surfing. And then
Right.
Fast and Furious people saw it and were like, let's just do that with cars, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so we got a lot of stuff on the Patreon, and it's been super fun.
It has been, yeah. It's been a busy week, and as mentioned before, we'll be doing the Slammiversary and Money in the Bank watch-alongs this weekend, also on Twitch.
Yeah, so all the Twitching, all the podcasts, and you love to see it. So look out for that and follow the socials for all the updates, and you already know that. We're almost at 1,000. We asked people to join us because we need 1,000 followers. How do we not have 1,000 followers on UpNXT Twitter? Guys, tell your
We
mom.
just need a few more.
Tell your mom, tell your aunt.
Get your aunt, yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Tell them, get on the Twitter machine and follow UpNXT Podcast.
Yes.
At UpNXT Podcast. What are you doing?
I feel we have less people since we asked, actually. I think we lost a few.
People were
today.
like, nah.
Yeah.
Fuck
Actually,
that.
fuck these guys. Yeah.
These guys suck. They don't even get to talk about the wrestling that they're supposed to be talking about. There is a lot to talk about. We're pretty high on NXT lately. Obviously, like our main kind of focus is NXT, but we love talking about AEW because it's the cool show. It's the hot show. And, well, they got to go to Miami, and they did a show, and it was pretty good. There was some ups and downs, but it was pretty solid. They've been on a roll themselves, AEW. And, well, here they're going to Texas. And Texas has been, like, up and running for a while now. So
But they haven't had any wrestling.
No. So this is pretty interesting. So I kind of forgot about the fact that they were going until, like, an hour before the show. I'm like, oh, wait, they're touring now. So this should be cool. And it was, in fact, that. It looked so much fun to go to a wrestling show.
Oh, yeah. And the crowd were maybe the star of the show tonight. Like, honestly, this was a great show. I really enjoyed tonight's show, but the crowd definitely lifted it, and we've missed this.
Yeah, 100%. I know they're going to be doing Texas again for the next next week, and WWE's doing Texas too.
I'm pretty sure, isn't Money in the Bank in Texas?
Damn.
I think
Everything's bigger in Texas.
it is.
So they're going to have some surprises, I think, for Money in the Bank. You think Brock's going to show up this weekend?
I don't know. In
Texas?
Becky, maybe. Becky filling
in
that
Texas.
spot.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That could be good. It is very interesting to see them go on the road, and it feels just so much better. It makes everything feel, I don't know, happier again. But maybe that's just because we're feeling happier because things are opening up. But seeing a crowd here is great. And they also tell us that they might not have their video game yet, but they got GM mode.
Yeah, you going to get it?
So is it like, so it's an app, first of all.
It's an app.
Yeah, and then is it like GM mode, how it used to be like in the video games?
Yeah, I guess you're booking the territory, aren't you?
Did you ever play those?
I've played some. What was it? EWR? Was it? I used to play that one.
EWR?
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. That's like huge GM mode.
Okay, yeah, because like I know people play like fantasy sports and all that, but SmackDown versus Raw like had GM mode, and you could set up pay-per-views. You can make your own. You can do all sorts of stuff, and again, and then play them out. But then you could also do a thing where you run Raw, and the second player does SmackDown. So you like can
compete in the ratings.
It was pretty sweet. Yeah, it was a thing I did enjoy playing. So,
oh,
all our lights just went out. I think we blew a fuse here. What happened? Did you start a fire?
Let's turn off the AC for a sec.
We're in the dark now. Oh my god. Are we gonna survive?
Well,
Oh, we're back. We're alive. Oh, it was
that
just
was
this.
fun.
That was
I
scary.
enjoyed that. That was good.
What's Malachi Black?
Yeah.
That's what Fire Frank says. Well, the lights went out, but we're still here. No run-ins.
Interesting.
That means someone's gonna show up later.
Who's over there?
Well, we kind of mentioned that we had a friend over, Jesse from the Six, who we haven't seen in a while. We lost, you miss friends in quarantine, but
Yeah.
we had someone over, and it felt good to have like friends come over and stuff.
It was great.
I missed
Had a
them.
great time.
Yeah,
We howled to the moon.
yeah. You have an obsession of howling at the moon lately. Are you like?
Isn't it freeing? Don't
It
you
is.
love it?
It is. Oh, 100% into
Yeah.
the wild.
I just howled to the moon just a second ago. Well,
Yeah.
that's before we did the show.
Yeah,
And there were these women on the roof opposite us.
they were having like a dinner
who were
party. Yeah.
having a group photo. So
was
I
great.
was trying to photobomb it from our roof. So then, like in the future, when it's being developed, they might be like, "Is that a ghost waving at us or something?"
I mean, you're in
Thinking ahead.
They're like, whoa, is that a ghost wearing a Shane O'Mac jersey?
Yeah.
In the window.
Someone check on Shane O'Mac.
It would just look like you through the window.
Yeah. Maybe a ghost. I don't know.
A glare, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, AEW Dynamite is what we're talking about tonight, now that our lights haven't gone out. And it's from Wednesday, July 14th, and it's Fyter Fest. Fyter Fest, night 1.
Yes.
Meaning there's night 2 next week. So this starts off with a pretty hot match that I was super pumped for. AEW Dynamite's gonna start the show with an IWGP Championship match, meaning the IWGP United States Championship is on the line. The champion, Jon Moxley, coming out to Wild Thing, looking like a boss with the shaved head.
Yeah, shaved even closer now.
Love it.
Yeah, look good.
I mean, I shaved my head. We got to support each other with the love of shaved heads. That's just how it goes. So, yeah, I think he always looks badass, though.
Yeah.
100%. He comes out with Eddie Kingston in his corner, looking jacked, looking ready, looking fired up. But he's going up against Carl Anderson, the Machine Gun.
The Machine Gun.
Yeah, who's I was a big fan of in his run in Japan.
Yeah, and Excalibur's really putting over the history, because if you're an AEW viewer, you might only know him as the tag team guy.
The guy who swings the titles like his dick.
Exactly, yeah. So he's putting over like his 2012 G1 final,
Yeah.
and that this guy is a big singles guy.
Yeah, I was a big fan. That's definitely when I got in. I remember him teaming with Matt Bloom.
Right,
Tensai.
yeah.
All the different
Jason
names.
Albert.
Yeah, we've been through his gimmicks. The guy with the most gimmicks in wrestling.
Did you know sharks don't have any bones?
Wild Thing here, he has the right one. He's going up against Carl, who doesn't come out to Devil in Your Six. I missed that theme.
I guess this is his New Japan theme, is it?
I guess so. I just remember when he does the machine gun pose. In New Japan, it had the noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it is on Impact. When he
Okay.
does it, yeah.
It looks funny. So right away, Eddie Kingston attacks Gallows to kind of take him out of the equation. So it's a one-on-one fight here. And the crowd is hot for this match. They're hot for Jon Moxley. He comes out to a crazy ovation. But they start to go at it. They're beating the hell out of each other. It's a slugfest early on. The boos and the yas. And then a headbutt from Moxley. There's then a suplex on the outside on the ramp from Carl. Back in the ring, hits like the stun gun on the ropes, though. And then this flying kicks that sends Moxley to the outside. There's then a superplex from Mox. Then he somehow is like bleeding from his nose somewhere. He goes for the pile driver, but it's countered. And it's Carl who hits a Fire Thunder driver. Like the
Like
Owen
a
Hart.
running one.
It's like Owen Hart's pile driver
Yeah.
on Stone Cold. Yeah. That's
It's like the tombstone position, but a sit out.
Yeah, it looked nasty, actually, like running and sitting
Yeah, it
out.
looked really good.
He then goes off the top and hits a neck breaker, trying to keep Moxley down. Moxley goes for the paradigm shift, but it's blocked. And the gun stun, the RKO, the cutter from Carl, but he doesn't go for the pin. He's too beat up. He then goes for some sort of like tope, but it's missed. He then gets hit with a what is it? A short arm clothesline. He goes for the stun gun off the top rope, I think, actually, which would have looked pretty sweet. But it's countered, paradigm shift, and Moxley pins Anderson to retain the IWGP North American Championship. But what I wanted to see was Carl Anderson put on a banger, and I kind of got to see that tonight.
Yeah, and they worked more of a like New Japan style with the kind of really stiff, heavy forearms. This was good. I really enjoyed this. Mox proving he's still this kind of... He just wrestles so different from Dean Ambrose, you know? I know it's time removed now, but he always has this brutishness about him now, which I love. And yeah, Anderson bought it too.
Yeah, I was definitely intrigued to see Anderson in a singles match and kind of see him do this style. And I'm happy that he kind of got to show people, like, hey, yeah, actually, I'm a pretty good wrestler. And the crowd adding to this, super hot, super cool that it's like they're doing the New Japan, because even though these, like, the history is there with Carl, but now Mox being the champion of this.
Yeah, and they say that this is the most amount of successful defenses with that title now.
Right.
So Mox is like the best champion.
He's the best U.S. champion that they've had. Damn. All right. Well, maybe he'll continue to defend it. Well, he will be, as we'll see a little bit later, because Jake the Snake is backstage with Lance Archer, who shoves Jake away and says, "No, I'm going to talk today," and says, "You beat Carl, you've beat a lot of people, but you beat me for that title, and you've kept it. But your win record is great, but I want my rematch. I want the same kind of match that we had in Tokyo, but this time in Texas, a Texas death match." So next week he's challenging Moxley to defend the title to him in his type of match.
In Texas.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I'm into that.
I'm not super into Archer, but I feel like he could bring it in this
I think
atmosphere.
especially that if you have a crowd like you did tonight, with a bit of a hometown boy, I guess, it could be, and the way Moxley's over as well, I think it could be pretty good.
Yeah. So a little bit later, we'll see that this match is official. We go to Andrade, who's backstage with the Penta Says guy. I always forget who it is. Alex Abrahanta.
Yes.
Yeah. He is kind of... They have subtitles, even though Andrade is speaking kind of more, maybe more of a broken English. But he's talking kind of about a forbidden door of his own a little bit, it seems. And then brings on a question, where is Death Triangle? And Alex is like, "Oh, what do you mean? Like, you want to talk?" No, I'm just asking where they are. Where are they? Send them a message. I want to talk to them. So a little tease here of what? So Death Triangle is Penta, Ray, and Pac.
Yeah.
And
I'm into any of those combinations.
Yeah, right away. So are they going to form some sort of stable? Kick Pac out? Form the LWO? Get Sammy Guevara in there? That's killer. If it's Andrade leading the Lucha Bros, that's fucking...
Yeah,
that's
that'd be
nuts.
cool.
Sorry, Pac. Pac is sick. He can definitely find his own crew. I think he's going to get kicked out.
I just feel that group has been moved around so much.
They'll change the name. They'll be Legado del Fantasma, but like the next level.
Right.
Because the Lucha Bros are insane. And Andrade is one of like the best wrestlers ever. And I feel like as a group, that would be nuts. But maybe he wants to fight them.
Yeah.
And that sounds nuts too. Penta versus Andrade? Yeah, please.
Phoenix Andrade?
Yeah. There's someone in AAA, that El Vikingo. Yeah, they've been tweeting back and forth, Kenny Omega and Vikingo, and that's definitely a match that I want to see. That guy was sick on the Triple Mania we watched, and like he's someone to watch because the stuff he does, like 630s from springboarding off the second rope or some stuff. It's insane. But Andrade cutting this promo, making things interesting, or maybe a Forbidden Door where he brings Naito. LIJ. You don't want Naito.
No, I don't need Naito.
Yeah, I feel like Lasamba.
We've already got Matt Hardy. Why do we need Naito?
Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm not a huge Naito fan, but I still think he's cool, but like, come on. Who else are in that group? LIJ.
Bushi. Well, Shingo.
Ooh, yeah. That's some next level we're speaking, but I don't think they're there yet, so.
Hiromu's injured.
Yeah, Hiromu's injured, sadly.
Yeah, so Bushi.
Oh man, it's gonna be Bushi.
It's
Isn't it?
gonna be Bushi.
Or Naito.
Yeah.
Yeah, Death Triangle with Naito. That's what I want. So we'll see where that goes. But we go to our next match. It's also a title match, technically, the FTW title, the For the Win title. Brian Cage is defending against his own Team Taz teammate, Ricky Starks. And this is kind of similar. We've seen the Inner Circle where they had to fight each other, or was it? Yeah.
It was like when Wardlow and MJF were in there, you had the Wardlow-Hager match.
You got to settle some things. And it's kind of like that, but for the title this time. And we know Brian Cage hasn't been too chill with Team Taz lately. So Starks versus Cage. There's Hook looking jacked.
Yeah.
Always looking in that black tank top. It's the vibe. And Brian Hobbs looking like an absolute monster. There's Brian Cage, who attacks Ricky Starks with a gorilla press, lifting him, throwing him around. Ricky attacks the arm and starts working him, but Cage attacks the neck because obviously Starks has just come back from this injury, which is crazy. It's like, what happened? He didn't break his neck. Did he break something?
Yeah, it was pretty bad, wasn't it?
It sounds like if you broke your neck, you shouldn't be wrestling this soon after. So maybe it's not something as severe,
not as bad as we thought.
Considering he's here, he's great. But then there's some sort of lift from Brian Cage as he's crunching him, doing his power slam posing thing. But then it's countered into a crucifix bomb. Cage comes back with a German suplex and super kick of his own for a 2 count. Ricky somehow manages to escape this like lift up superplex out of the corner, and because Cage was on the top, he picks him up from like underneath and then does a sit out power bomb on Cage, who's obviously huge compared to Ricky, and it's only a 2 count, but great spot. There's then I think he's upset that he couldn't pin him with this, so he goes to grab the FTW title, and Powerhouse Hobbs pulls it away and goes, "No, what are you doing? You don't need this. Stop it." So Starks is like, "What is your problem?" Turns around, gets hit with the F5, but he kicks out. Now when Cage is up, Hook on the other side distracts the ref, and wouldn't you be darned, Powerhouse Hobbs takes the title, smashes Cage in the face as Ricky Starks covers him. Oh, hits him with the spear. Covers him, and the new FTW champion, technically, if it's a registered title in this company.
It is within Team Taz.
Yeah. So Ricky Starks is the new champ, but it seems that Team Taz has swerved Brian Cage.
It was a plan all along.
Oh man, that poor Wolverine.
I quite enjoyed this. I think coming out of this, I can see Team Taz actually doing better. I think the chemistry between Hobbs and Starks is a lot. They look way more better together. And then Hook's Hook. We love Hook.
Right.
I don't know. Brian Cage is very wooden to me as a performer, and I think we can start to see the personalities thrive a bit more in Team Taz with the title on Ricky Starks.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Cage and some of the matches he's had as of late, so I am interested to see him maybe breaking away from the team. But as a unit, Ricky Starks leading them makes sense to me.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. He's got swag. He's got the looks. He's got some good wrestling ability. So, yeah, I'm all behind him.
Cage tweeted out, I saw this tweet right after the match,
Okay.
and then this guy tweets too much because I had to keep scrolling down to find
Brian
a tweet
Cage.
from an hour ago.
Yeah.
Chill, Brian Cage.
Yeah.
But he went, well, these damn dirty MFers. I never asked or wanted to be in Team Taz or have that damn title. Things just got real, and I'm ready to fuck shit up. It sounds he's just like, I never wanted you anyway. I don't want that title.
Wow. Yeah. Like sour grapes out of a bad relationship.
Yeah.
His ex.
They made their choice, Brian.
I like how he goes on Twitter in character, and it's like, but then like swearing and all this stuff. It's great. Wrestlers should use Twitter to promote things. It's great. Wow. Bless Brian Cage. If you know he lost this title, means he's got to win another one. So Miro versus Cage. That's what I want to see. He's got to get that.
Miro and Cage. Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah. Is that?
I'm
just assuming that's.
Yeah, that
maybe
sounds
something.
That sounds like a good direction.
All Out.
All Out. Miro and Cage.
Yeah.
Nice.
Who else would be Miro's opponent for you? For the
Miro?
TNT title. Cage.
Yeah, I think All Out you do Cage, and then you do Eddie at in New York.
Kingston, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah,
At the Arthur Ashe thing.
Yeah, true. And all the tickets are like flying apparently for these events. So good for them. Because look, this looks like a blast when you watch this.
Yeah, I want to go.
Yeah. But another solid match here on Dynamite.
Yeah,
Between
I enjoyed
two.
this a lot.
Yeah, definitely. The future's bright for both these guys. We see a recap of Malachi Black when he showed up with the lights out and kicked people in the face. And Excalibur now is like, yeah, I mentioned last week, that's just, I know that guy, but that's not the man I knew. He keeps like saying that. I'm like, all right. Like,
It's
it's like he doesn't
He's like,
quite know.
He's tapped into another part of his personality.
It's like they didn't.
I don't
tell him
know
enough.
this guy.
Yeah, it was like, all right, just say he's got something. He's got something going on. Like he thinks he's someone else lately. Boom, done. Because the guy's got like an eye thing and he's all black. Like, okay, cool. Anyways, Cody comes out here and he comes onto the commentary desk and he says, Malachi Black, like a phone call would have sufficed. I understand wanting to be a franchise player, says Cody, but we don't need to be kicking a 62-year-old man in the face. And I'll fight you, but I need to know it's coming. I forgot to mention, he only spoke on commentary for a little bit. Then he was like, nah, fuck this. And then puts it down and then goes to the ring, gets a mic, because he can, and then cuts the rest of his promo, and says that, like, you want to kick me, cool, but give me a chance. Fight me face to face and see if you can kick me in the head. Like, that's what you did was cowardly. So please, answer the call here, because I want you to come out and face me face to face. And the screen turns on, and it's Malachi Black. He's in the dark. He's got some fog. It's very Undertaker-esque. All black. Cody's in all white, I should have mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
Very angelic. Very Shawn Michaels.
It is. It's the man in
25.
black, the man in white.
So Malachi explains a story and says, Cody, they don't care about you. Let me tell you something. I once watched a man kill a horse. And, well, I was sad and he was sad, but it was his prize stallion, and he told me one day the horse just wasn't the same horse. So he had dignity. He took the horse out to its favorite field, gave its favorite treats, and then put a bag over its head and shot it. So he's going off about this horse, and Cody's like, look, dude. He's
like, isn't this of mice and men? I don't know.
This is really weird. Why don't you just come to the ring and face to face and stop being a little bitch? And Malachi says, I thought you'd say that. And the lights go out in the arena. And as they come back, Cody turns and he knows that he's in the ring with him. And it's the black suit, the black shirt versus the white on Cody. And they start to go at it. They start to brawl. They're killing each other. But the referees come out. The security's out. They're pulling these guys apart. They can't stand each other as it goes off to break. But yeah, wow, what a segment.
Yeah, this was great. They both, Cody's fantastic on the mic. And this Malachi Black, Tommy N character it's interesting because it's clear and I reckon he's got a lot of say in his character, is basically taking his character from WWE and continuing it. He's still got the damaged eye from the stairs spot. He's kept that like contact lens in from when he left WWE. His promo style is the same. It's the black room with the smoke. And the way you've got Excalibur on commentary dancing around Malachi Black is someone else, and Tommy End, and even Cody called him both Tommy End as well. I think it's a deliberate thing from the performer, who this is his whole story. He started out as Tommy End in Europe and then moved and became Aleister Black, and then Seth Rollins took his eye out, so he left. And it definitely seems like they're continuing it, and it might get confusing, but I'm like, I'm happy not to be insulted. It's like, the continuity.
Yeah.
It's somewhere else, but let's go with it. Let's try and work
It's true,
on it.
yeah. It's not like we've never seen this person before. Oh my god. I really like this. I think I even like this more so than last week. Last week he shows up. It was really awesome. It was sick. I'm a big fan of this guy. I do not know how WWE messed this guy up.
No.
How many times do we have to say?
I know.
Watch the NXT, the whole thing. It was great. He looks like a star, and he looks scary. We need a Goth Bay in wrestling. We got Darby in AEW. I can't wait till these guys get to fight or team up or some shit. It's got to be Darby, his dad Sting, and his older brother Malachi.
Or Darby leaves Sting for Malachi.
Oh my god. It's like
Yeah,
Vampiro and that
heartbreak.
whole shit. Oh
Then
man.
you can get the Sting Darby
Fuck
match.
yes, dude. Oh, book it. Wow. See, yeah, I'm all about my Goth Bay shit. And
Goth Bay stick together.
yeah, you got to. That's just what it is. Sad boy for life. Yo, I think this was pretty sweet. I'm a big Cody fan, and it's because he's still playing that character that doesn't know he's heel yet. But here he's straight babyface. He's playing the guy who like owns the company or works for the company. He's like, yo man, you kicked me in the head. What the fuck? Like, and
There's more. You kick my old man in the head.
oh right, he's super mad. Yeah, that's why I like this more than even his debut. It's because Cody now is like, yo, Arn Anderson
Didn't do anything.
didn't do anything, and you kicked him in the head. It's one thing to attack me, but to kick this old dude who's like now still hurt and at home, injured because of this. You kicked him in the face. He sold it like really well. I know Cody gets like the mad Cody hate, and I totally see it. I totally get it. But it's wrestling, and that's what I want from my. I want this guy. If people hate this guy, then great. But he's supposed to be the babyface right now, and it's working.
He was fantastic.
Yeah, it's
tonight.
working for
Yeah.
me. And this is a match that like, are they gonna book this in a few weeks? Is this all out? Like,
Yeah, like what? All Out's what? 6 weeks away?
yeah, I think you can stretch it.
Yeah.
I think you can. I would. It's a long time, but you can have him
It
wrestle
depends.
before
Do you?
then. though.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Do
Yeah.
you save his debut match against Cody, or do you have him have a couple of warm ups?
Yeah, maybe wrestle a few people to see, like, just to have some visual of him wrestling. But yeah, I was totally into this thing, and I enjoyed the way they looked with the suits and everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially because we got to be suit shopping.
We do. I think I found a suit I wanted
Yeah.
today.
All right, so we're on the way to have. Should we do this? I'll be all black, you be in white.
I don't think we should be drawing attention to ourselves.
It would look cool. It would look great.
Do you think Way will be in all white?
Is that how it works? I don't know.
I'd love if he's in a full like Seth Rollins suit.
Yeah. The cheetah one I showed him
Yeah.
a picture of. He asked me where I got it. I said, go here. It's in your sign. So if he shows up in that. I like these guys' suits. I think whoever's doing the suits and stuff, or from everything, the hair to the makeup to the dressing of the wrestlers
Yeah,
is on point.
everyone looks great.
Yeah, for sure. We go to Tully backstage. He's walking around with a jazzy, sparkly red jacket.
Where is he off to?
And a cane. It looked like he's about to start going into song and dance, this Tully. Well, 1, 2. He's going to kick the cane and spin it around and do a fucking dance, this Tully. What's he doing? What the fuck?
Yeah, he looked flashy.
Anyways, also, if he's going to dress all flashy, don't be walking alone.
Give him the old razzle dazzle.
This Tully is fucking flexing over here, looking flashy, flagrant. Tully Blanchard out here. He's walking around. He's leaving with the cane, and Proud and Powerful show up, and they grab him, and they say, your boys did some bad things. You did some bad things to Conan. You took him out. It was very disrespectful. So they pull out a nightstick, and they look like they're about to bash his brains.
His head in.
Yeah, but they stop and then tap him on the head and reveal it's a fake. It's not a real nightstick. It's just
We're
plastic.
baby faces.
Yeah, we're baby faces now.
We don't do that now.
And he says, we respect our elders, but just let your boys know that it's coming. So get your boys. Boys! Get your boys. Get your boys. Yeah. So, damn.
Yeah, look, FTR, Santana Ortiz, I'm very much looking forward to it. That's the match we're waiting for.
Yeah, 100%. The like 2-on-2 tag match with these guys, 100%. We go to Tony Schiavone, who's in the ring, and he brings out someone who's got some things to say, and that man is Hangman Adam Page, who comes down to the ring to a huge pop. I mean, the guy's character, his gimmick, is an anxious millennial cowboy, and it's Texas. They love cowboys.
They love him.
Maybe not the first two parts in Texas, but the cowboy part.
Yeah.
Millennials are moving to Texas.
Where was this one?
I don't even know. I don't know. Texas. I'm Canadian. I don't know my American thing. Like, I'm really bad. Like,
right.
I only just figured out where Boston was. I was like, oh, it's over there. Oh. So I don't know. It was, all I know is the chat says it was in Texas.
Yeah, Texas is huge.
Is it? Oh, I've never been.
Texas is massive.
It wasn't a major Texas city. Well, it was.
Well, they were major to me. They were a major improvement on Miami.
This is a wrestling town now, in my opinion. Go back here. They were hot. So Hangman Page comes out, and cowboy shit chants run rampant here. And Hangman says, I had a chance. I became all elite, and I told myself when I signed here, and I was all elite, that I would win the AEW championship. Well, I didn't do that. But Dark Order is right. I need that championship, and I deserve it. So I am here to challenge, and he's interrupted by Don Callis.
Boo.
And wow, did the crowd boo him.
Hate this guy.
Yeah, wow. Crowds are back, and they definitely help, because this crowd hates you, Don Callis. They're booing him. He comes out. He says, Hangman Page, Texas, all hat and no cattle. And he's not alone. He's with the entire elite, meaning the Young Bucks, the Good Brothers, and the world champ, Kenny Omega.
And Brandon Cutler.
Oh, and
don't
Brandon
forget.
Cutler, filming for BTE behind them with his face mask. Matt Jackson, is it Matt or was it Nick actually rocking the Shark?
Nick was rocking the Shark shirt.
Nick supports Shark Week.
Yeah.
That's definitely good. Yeah. I wonder if Nick Jackson has some really cool shark facts. Yeah, I bet he does, because that shirt was pretty sweet. Matt's was pretty awesome too.
Yeah, it was those like...
It's colorful with like kids. It's a famous thing.
Yeah, it's like kids cartwheeling kind of thing.
It's great. It's awesome.
Very nice.
But Don Callis is just being such a dickhead here. He says, Hangman, when you look in the mirror, don't you know you're not that guy? And then have you seen you're not that guy, bro. You're not that guy. You're not that guy. It's like a meme. Love it. And all the Bucks are doing it, and it's fantastic. Then Matt says, hey, actually, I want to talk to you for a second. And Matt gets in the ring with Hangman, just the two. And he says, remember us, the Young Bucks? Your best friends that you abandoned? Yeah, you left us. You left us for a bunch of losers. Yeah, the Dark Order. And Matt continues. And Hangman, let me tell you something. I can smell your breath from here. Still hitting the bottle, huh? The sad, lonely, drunk cowboy. You're not that. You're not Hangman. You're not a future champion. You're just the next great wrestling tragedy. And this sets off Hangman, so he decks him. And while all the chaos is happening, it's the Dark Order who come out for the save to even the odds, as Kenny tried to hit him with the title, but Hangman sends him away. So Dark Order for the save with Page. And then the Elite kind of back off. And Hangman says, I want my match. I want a match. And Kenny's suit looked fly as fuck. This look he's got some strange outfits, but he definitely pulls it off.
His hair as well was a bit more up and poofy.
He definitely gets wrestling as a look, 100%. He says, you want a shot? You want a match? Well, we can do that, but it's not the match you want. How about this? A 5-on-5 elimination match. Your boys versus my boys. And, well, if we win, I get a shot at the title, says Hangman. So he agrees to this match. But if he can do this, the 5-on-5, he gets a title shot. And if we win, they get a tag title shot too, meaning the Dark Order. Don't know which team he means, though, because there's 2 tag teams in the Dark Order. Yeah. So Kenny says, you make a lot of demands, kid, for someone who doesn't have any power. So how about this? if you beat me, if you guys win, you get your match, and they get their match. But if you guys don't win, you don't get your title shot. So now Hangman has to, double or nothing here, essentially. So he does, and Kenny tries to mind play him and says, you're gonna fail. You're afraid to fail, and then the crowd just interrupt him with the cowboy shit, and he's telling them to shut up, which is making them louder. This is definitely why I miss crowds. It was pretty much perfect here, and Kenny ends with, sooner or later they won't be saying cowboy shit, but belt collector. So if you're cool with that, so are we, and it's gonna happen. I'm not sure when this 5-on-5 is happening.
No, this whole segment was tremendous. Yeah. I love this. They're really making you want that singles match, and it was great seeing the Elite, who are have been heels before, but with this crowd have always been cool heels. I don't necessarily mean AEW crowd. I mean like North American indie crowd have always taken to these guys as like the cool heels they'll cheer. Here, them getting legit heat with Dark Order and Hangman Page just seeming so over. And who'd have thought it? Like that all that time ago when the Dark Order attacked the Elite.
Yeah.
When everyone was going, this terrible, end it. Like, where things have come. And I'm genuinely really looking forward to this 5-on-5. As much as, well, I can't wait for the singles match either. But I'm really looking forward to that. I think that sounds great.
Yo, the match sounds nuts because...
So it'd be, Reynolds, Silver, Super Smash Brothers, and...
Page.
That's
what I would
That sounds
pick.
Great.
Yeah, against Bucks, Kenny...
Gallows, Anderson, and
the Good
Kenny.
Brothers.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, that sounds nuts. And then what tag team would face for... We've seen the Super Smash Bros. Or Dark Order against the Young Bucks a million times. And one time at Ring of Honor in Toronto, that was crazy. So, like, I know the Bucks want to fight them. But it would be cool to see Silver and Reynolds.
It would. It's... Yeah, I imagine... Is Silver's...
Oh, is Silver injured?
Okay now? Is he?
Oh, I forgot. Is he injured? Damn,
so it could be Reynolds in 5 or 10 or something.
Colt.
I don't know. Colt, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was interesting, Hangman as well, when he said the Dark Order doesn't back down from a fight. It now sounded like he's part of them.
Right.
It wasn't like the Dark Order and I don't back down from a fight.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I loved everything about this. They're building this thing perfectly. They're making you want it. They're making you want a match we've already seen.
Yeah.
Which is great. It's this whole story's been awesome.
Yeah, as predicted, this story arc is already like delivering for sure, and it helped so much with this crowd. I bought into this the second Hangman started talking. It was sucked in, and then Callis coming out with this crazy booze, and the whole Elite looking.
Matt Jackson, because that whole feud with Kenny and Hangman, it was mainly Hangman and Matt who had the animosity.
Yeah, honestly, it's like finally they're like, okay, we have crowds, and it's coming up. It's like, let's do it. Pull the trigger on stuff we've been working on and building for, and wow, did they deliver? Yeah, I really enjoyed this segment. I've been a fan of the main crew of Elite guys for a long time, and finally, it's like every time they get to dance with each other again, it gets me like excited, and this definitely is like, okay, yeah, because think of all the other, like, I want to see the Bucks tie it up with Paige again. I want to see like these guys interact, and yeah, this knocked it out the park for me.
I wonder if they're going to give this match a name or anything, because it's a Survivor Series match, isn't it?
Yeah. What do you call that?
Just
5-on-5 eliminator.
Eliminator, I guess.
It really should be at the eliminator. The other meaning doesn't really make sense.
Eliminator. Their eliminator means number one contender match. Yeah.
Yeah. Eliminator. Yeah. I'm super stoked for this, and it's obviously going to lead to Kenny versus Hangman at All Out, and that's going to be banging.
So do you think this will be Fight for the Fallen?
True.
Isn't that a thing? We've got Fyter Fest and then Fight for the Fallen.
2 weeks,
is it?
I think. Yeah.
So maybe that's the main event of that show.
Yeah.
And then you're at about 4 weeks from All Out.
There you go. So you got some time to build that. But I liked everything. From the way the bad guys looked like bad guys, and they were so over. Everyone was over. The cowboy shit was crazy over. Super invested in this.
It's such a movie as well. The cool kid just ending up, hey, I'm leaving. You guys are dicks. I'm going to go with these guys. They're fun.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
joining like the the Geeks or the Musical Theatre Club or whatever.
That's
you know?
exactly it. Yeah, Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see any of these matches that we get to see. So we go to Chris Jericho, who's backstage with Alex Marvez, and he's talking about MJF and his Greek mythology and the way he's got to go through what Hercules went through. Do you know much about Greek mythology? We like Hercules, but we like it because the Disney edition of Hercules cartoon from the 90s has I Can Go the Distance from Michael Bolton, and it's an absolute...
It's a great song.
Just
Yeah.
cracker, if you will.
I went to supposedly the Labyrinth from Theseus and the Minotaur.
What's
So
that?
that was cool.
Michael Bolton?
Oh, no, it was a Greek legend
Oh,
thing.
you went to a Greek show.
No, I went to the actual labyrinth where
Oh.
Theseus fought the Minotaur in a labyrinth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so that was cool.
All right. So
yeah.
you know a lot about Greek
I
mythology.
know about, Drew McIntyre was talking about Icarus.
He was
on-
also talking
on
about the
Monday.
Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah. But, so a lot of Greek mythology these days.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's maybe not so much Greek, but Thor definitely, like, brought it to, like, a level of
Norse,
mythology.
yeah.
And, yeah, that's a definite thing. But
Still no Michael Bolton, though.
Nah, it doesn't. I Can Go the Distance. You got to put it on YouTube this after the show. I Can Go the Distance. Hercules soundtrack. It is so good.
We still need that Bruce Springsteen, Michael Bolton collab.
Yeah, maybe Bruce Springsteen will show up on the new dating game that Michael Bolton's
Maybe.
in with Zooey
Maybe.
Deschanel. Yeah, that show's no holy moly though.
I still need to check this thing out.
What was Jericho saying again about
He
Hercules?
said he'd walk on glass
Hercules,
and walk through
Hercules.
fire, and he'll do everything to get this match with
I'd
MJF.
walk through fire. Yeah, he says he's gonna walk. He would walk barefoot through glass. I would not be saying these evil things to a wrestler who
To MJF,
Yeah,
who's
who'd be like, all
psychotic.
right, yeah, cool, you can just do that.
Yeah,
then."
let's do that too.
He says, I'll do whatever it takes. I would beat up Superman, the Black Panther, or even Muhammad Ali, and I'd knock him out to fight MJF. It's very, it's like, why did you need to, like Muhammad, like, why? Why you mentioned he's like, come on. It's
He named two dead dudes.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, like,
Well, he's the greatest boxer ever.
yeah, he is.
Why?
He is
Yeah.
the go, yeah. He then says, I would walk across glass, and I'm the god of thunder, I'm the god of war, and out of nowhere, a chair shot to the throat from the chairman. Who else? Of course, Sean Spears, who attacks Jericho. Great shot.
This chair attack was pretty good.
It was
I
almost
felt.
like a jump scare in a scary
Yeah.
movie, in a horror movie. So Sean Spears attacks him, and then MJF slithers in and is like, "Oh, Chris, I see you've agreed for my games here." So,
Mwahaha.
and he says, "Next week you've met your opponent, your first one, Sean Spears, and the stipulation is he gets to use a chair and you don't."
Nah.
And then Sean Spears smacks him in the arm with the chair.
I quite like these chair attacks.
Chair.
It looked like a bit meaner than... Because, like, since not being able to use it on the head, it's shot to the back. I'm, like, a bit about. But it looked like it hurt his arm.
I
Looked
guess.
like it hurt his throat.
The throat one looked nasty. He was like choking him and
Yeah.
squeezing his head and stuff. So Sean Spears versus Jericho next week. Battle of Canada.
I guess so.
The TSN ratings are going to be nuts.
Oh, it's going to be huge.
Hockey's over. So
Tell
you
your
gotta support-
parents.
Tell your Canadians.
Be like, hey, Mum, first you need to follow UpNXT podcast on Twitter. Secondly, watch the Battle of Canada.
Yeah.
Sean Spears, Jericho,
Yeah.
next week.
So Jericho's got to go through all 7 rounds of these things? 7 rounds?
Wait, no, 5.
Oh. Sorry. What was I thinking?
It will then be FTR, probably in a handicap match.
12
on
rounds.
Wardlow. 12 rounds?
He'll go 12 rounds.
Okay.
No, so 5 matches. He's got to go through the whole
Yeah.
group. All right.
And probably walk on glass barefoot.
I hope they don't do that. You would figure Darby has dibs on glass being used in a match first.
Sorry, you think Darby would do it
If
first?
anyone's using glass.
He's used glass.
I'm
hasn't
sure.
he?
I don't like
Yeah.
glass. We
No.
did that light tube thing, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Too much.
yeah. It is nasty.
Just give me a good collar and elbow tie up like this next match.
That's right. Probably the most anticipated match of the year.
The history of Dynamite.
Some would say that. Some could say that. The following match is Christian Cage versus Matt Hardy. I did mention this is from July 14th, 2021. Christian Cage, Matt Hardy are wrestling on TNT. And the first time, it's a big one-on-one opportunity. So you know what? We were all groaning for this because simply I've not been a fan of what Matt Hardy has been doing as of late on Dynamite. I think he kind of needs to kind of maybe chill. But instead, they keep pushing him on TV. But tonight, it's like this big blow-off match between the two vets that clearly have history in the world of wrestling. But they never really got their chance to shine in a one-on-one.
They never really had like a pay-per-view story or anything. Yeah. They had like the odd match here and there on TV, but I don't remember really a feud aside from tag team.
Yeah, obviously Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys, epic feuds, some of the best matches like ever in my opinion. That one ladder match between the two teams and TLC 2 are just banging. But I remember there was a time when they had a mini feud. I think it was about Money in the Bank or something actually. That they had a promo against each other like on a SmackDown or something where it's like we're both the bastard child.
We're both mighty.
We're both the brothers that like
right.
aren't the world champs. So like one of us deserves the opportunity, and that's what they were like saying to each other. So it is true that like all these times later, they're like the step sister, the step brother. But now these two are finally gonna get their fight. Like Matt Hardy feuded with Christian, so with Edge. So it's like there's that too, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I've not been cool on Matt Hardy lately.
I haven't been. There's been a lot of Matt Hardy, but then, sure, as long as it's a one and done, I'm like, okay. Once the match came to it, I was like, all right, I kind of want to see this.
So this happens, and there's a bunch of headlocks early on. Cage sends Matt to the floor, then climbs up the top rope and dives to the outside. This looked pretty cool. It was like as Tony Schiavone said, like a double axe handle, more like almost like a crossbody. Looked pretty cool, especially the height Christian got. In the ring, he hits a reverse DDT for a near fall, but Hardy comes back, a DDT onto the steel steps, which then he has control, working the head and the neck. Hits a neck breaker, and then the guillotine catapult during a commercial break. When we come back, there's a twist of fate countered, and Christian hits the spear for a 2 count. Christian goes up top and hits a frog splash, and I will say, he always
frog splash.
Yeah, he's always had a good frog splash.
He does the hands out after, doesn't he?
Man, he still got it. This move looked like really sick. He hits it, but it's only a 2 count. Matt Hardy comes back. There's a superplex. The kill switch is blocked again, but Matt Hardy pulls the ref in and low blows Christian and hits the twist of fate. But Christian kicks out.
I bit.
Yeah,
I
totally
bit on this.
Yeah, everyone here in Texas did too. He then puts Christian on the outside and locks in the leech, his submission butterfly guillotine thing. Leaves him there to try to get a count-out win now. But Christian jumps back in the ring just in the nick of time. There's the twist of fate countered again, and the kill switch is hit, and it's over. Christian Cage beats Matt Hardy. The Jannetty beats the Jannetty. That's not fair to these guys at all, but you know what I mean.
I actually quite enjoyed this.
Me too.
I thought this was pretty good, and probably Matt Hardy's best match in a while.
100%.
Christian looks great. I think he always looks knackered after the match, but I think he's I think he's been great, and I am looking. They were hitting over the head that he's undefeated, so I can see him definitely being a challenger for Kenny or Miro soon.
True.
Maybe on TV, not necessarily a pay-per-view, but I see a big TV main event. But I thought we give Matt Hardy shit, but I thought he held his own in this as well. Yeah, I guess because they know each other so well, they're not necessarily trying to keep up with younger, faster people, and they can slow it down and work at their speed. It really worked for me.
Like I mentioned, it's like, oh, Christian and Matt Hardy are going to have a match, and I'm poking fun. It's 2021. Like, what? But then, they had a really good match, honestly. I was, like, going into it being like, all right, this is going to be the part of the show where we go, all right, took a dive here. Honestly, it didn't. I got into this match. I've been following these guys for quite a long time. Our set's got autographs from both of these guys somewhere, and it's like, yeah, how can you not, like, we've been watching them for a long time. But they delivered in this way better than what we thought.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hats off to them. Is it this feud over? No, because afterwards, the Hardy family office, not Proud and Powerful, the Private Party.
Private Party and Angelico, Jack Evans.
Right, yeah.
And Butcher, Blade, and Bunny are in it sometimes, I think.
Yeah, sure, why not? So they come out, and they're going to beat up Christian, but for the save is Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, with Lucha Man, Luchasaurus. He comes in, and then he puts Christian on his shoulders, kind of like how he does with Jungle Boy sometimes. And Christian's like, whoa, what's going on?
Jungle Boy did not look happy about it.
He's like,
so
what
they're
are you
teasing
doing?
that. They're teasing.
Like, what are you doing?
Why are you giving him?
Yeah.
And that's why I can see... I could see Christian getting a title opportunity and Jungle Boy being a little jealous of that.
Wow. Heel Jungle Boy?
Yeah, not the way I would have thought, but like, watch this back. Jungle Boy's he looks a little mad.
No, you can't do this
Yeah,
to
watch
Jack.
this back. I know, it seems weird. I want Christian to turn on him.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
But not that.
Fuck it, I'm
that wasn't
down.
what it looked like today.
He's going to turn heel, cut his hair.
Oh, yeah.
How can he be a bigger heel? Cut his hair.
Well, then you have the Christian feud. And you have him
Yeah.
being... You do the Jericho Michaels Mania story. You know, like, you were the one I looked up to. And
Christian, this whole time, I was looking up to you. And yeah, it could. Maybe we're overlooking it. Yeah, maybe it could be something just like that. But heel Jungle Boy?
it might be a way for them to... Like, I like Jungle Boy, but personality-wise... It shines through when he wrestles, but when he talks... He's not the like most captivating person, so
Yeah,
maybe
right,
a heel turn would be an attempt to like try and get something out of him
Interesting.
somewhere else. I don't
Yeah,
know.
all right. Not a bad take, because I do think he is fantastic. He's definitely one of the characters I have to watch on this show. And he's got a dinosaur as a friend. So one day he's got to maybe get rid of the dinosaur.
He's the dinosaur.
Dinosaurs can't turn heel.
That's a Pixar movie, isn't it? Boy leaves his dinosaur.
A good dinosaur.
Yeah,
It's good.
it's a great film.
Yeah. The guy looks like Jungle Boy in it.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. You seen the new Pixar movie? It's
Gonna be in Toronto. Yeah.
Pretty sure you can see our building in the fake.
Oh yeah.
Legit. Yeah, I like this a lot. I want to see Christian versus Jungle Boy, whether it's babyface, it doesn't matter. The match sounds really
Yeah.
good. And you can draw this out. That could be your all-out match, Jungle Boy Christian.
Yeah.
So
I'd be okay with that.
But so far, I think we're getting Hardy Family Office versus Christian and
yeah,
Jurassic
looks that
Express. Yeah. So we go to Miro. He's cutting a promo backstage somewhere, and he says there was a man who was rich and his hot wife could do the splits. And after months, the man wasn't the man he thought he was, but he had to forgive himself and remember who he was. And that man did. And if you got a title, you got a problem. But this man is me, and I'm a selfish man. He forgave everyone. And this made him God's favorite champion, the Redeemer, Miro. So he's meaning business here. He's kind of almost calling out Kenny in a way. He said, I'm the champion that matters, or something along those lines. But I could see this guy. It's what it sounds like. He wants to fight people.
Yeah, he's kind of doing open challenges,
Yeah.
but doing it as a heel, which is kind of different.
That should
But he's
just be
just
the
so
rule.
confident in himself.
Should that not just be the rule of this title?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of has been unofficially, but I agree. I really like Miro now. His promo style is very different. It's unique, and it works for him. There's that self-confidence, arrogance, but little weird bits of humor sprinkled in there. Like this whole thing being a rhyme, and him saying, like, what was it? His hot wife can do the splits, and then he's just casually slips in the man was hot too.
Yeah.
It's he's very funny, but menacing, and I take him way more seriously now.
You could do Jungle Boy versus him at
That'd be
All
great.
Out too, but
That'd
I
be
think
great.
it would be Christian and him. But yeah, anyone versus Miro sounds pretty interesting in the following thing. I see Chris Leone in the chat saying we mentioned Christian and Jungle Boy would have the WrestleMania 19 Jericho Shawn storyline, but he brings up that maybe it'll have the WrestleMania 20 storyline between Christian and Chris Jericho, where Christian steals Trish Stratus from Chris Jericho.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Jungle Boy is already a heel in some people's mind.
So Christian gets with Anna Jay. That's gross. She's like 19.
I
or
didn't
something,
suggest
isn't
it.
she?
I'm reading the Twitch chat.
Chris Leone, take a look at yourself.
Come on. So we go to Tony Schiavone. He's working tonight. He mentions next week, night 2 of Fyter Fest. Britt Baker is going to have a match. And out comes Britt Baker here now to speak. The DMD. No Reba or Rebel here because of her injury, and I hope she's all right. Britt says she's dealt with everything. Chairs, tables, power bombs, thumbtacks. The blood stops. The wounds heal. And I came out the baddest bitch on the block. I'm in a league of my own. Good movie. You have a last name, Vicky, that keeps you relevant in wrestling. Your client, though, not so much. Nyla, you need this title to stay relevant in AEW. And next week, I'm going to make sure you're not relevant. I'm keeping the title.
By this point in the show, I was just thinking every promo is just landing.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone was bringing it. And Britt is just getting better and better. And having this crowd there as well who seemed so into her, chanting along with DMD, you definitely saw a little, like, moment with her where she was like, oh, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And was a bit moved.
For sure.
I thought she was great.
Yeah, me too. Definitely. It's like she's babyface now, and that's cool, but eventually...
She's still a bitch,
Yeah,
but like she's a babyface bitch, I guess.
Yeah. I know I don't watch a lot of them. I don't watch most of the main roster stuff in the past, like pandemic era, the pay-per-views here and there, and some of our shows and stuff. But anytime I watch the Bayley like character, I could not understand what it was trying to be. I used to love Bayley. I think she is still a fantastic wrestler when it comes to her matches. But the character, I was just like, what is it? And I asked you, I'm like, what's her character? And you're like, oh, she's like agitated, or she's like trying to be a bitch. I'm like, wow, what a creative character. To me, I just think she delivers and everything well. But then I look over at this character.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, this is the character you want to see, like who is.
This is more of a Becky Lynch.
Yeah,
This is a Stone Cold,
yeah.
you know?
That's exactly it. Like you show any like as a guy, you try to maybe you got a girlfriend who you maybe want to show some wrestling to, and you go, hey, there's women wrestling and it's pretty cool too. You show someone like Bayley, not that cool. You show someone like Britt, and they're going, what the fuck? This girl's got blood on. This girl's fucking sick.
Yeah.
There's such a drastic thing. Like Britt Baker could be WWE Women's Champion like tomorrow, but she's champion here, and she's gonna kill it. She's like the star here. I can't wait to see this match, but she's no way losing this title next week.
No.
She's so good. I was so on the fence for Britt Baker for a while, but she's come around definitely.
She was someone who grew in the pandemic.
Yeah.
Really, like she just found herself in this character.
Honestly, like what's going on in this couple? Because Adam Cole can cut some crazy promos. Like his promo the other night on NXT, I was just like, dude, why aren't you like the guy in wrestling? You cut promos like so good. And I think the same with
I wonder
Britt.
if they practice.
They must. That's an interesting question. Without like being like, oh, you guys practice promos. It's like, no, seriously,
Like give each other tips and stuff.
Yeah, because I bet they do, and that sounds great. Because like, damn, and they're both good wrestlers.
They are, yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, great stuff. Are you excited for that match though? You know,
Yeah, like. So there's just a little bit after with Vicky where she
yeah.
just screams, and then Nyla speaks, and actually I thought Nyla sounded pretty good here. I'm like, why are you with Vicky? Like, I don't think Nyla Rose necessarily needs Vicky. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Actually, they've kind of sold it to me over the last few weeks, and I thought Britt's promo especially was fantastic. But I did think Nyla sounded good too.
We go to Jon Moxley cutting a promo backstage after his win, and he heard Lance Archer flapping his gums, so he's going to cut a promo. He says, one does not beat Lance Archer. You survive, Lance Archer. I survived him twice. You're never going to stop coming after me, huh? Well, the hunter, the hunted. I am the hunter. I am the boogeyman. It's me. So Texas born, Texas bred. Well, next week, you're Texas dead.
Oh,
so he accepts the
Let's go.
Texas death match for the IWGP North American Championship here on Dynamite next week. Yeah.
So this is where it's no holds barred. You have to pin someone, and then they've got to answer the 10 count, isn't it?
Oh, is that the rule?
Yeah, it's that weird one.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it.
We did was it Vader Cactus Jack?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Vader? Yeah.
I will say, this sounds like I'm going to get a lot of Terry Funk callbacks.
Oh,
and
for
I'm
sure.
for it 100%. Yeah. because bless Terry Funk. Yeah, I'm kind of stoked for these guys are gonna hurt each other.
Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah. We go to our next match. This guy I'm not too familiar with, but if you listen to Shot in the Dark, John Cena, he'll talk about him a little bit. He's pretty high up on this guy. Wheeler Yuta, who comes out. He's going to be facing Sammy Guevara, but Wheeler is basically in place of Trent.
Yeah, is Trent hurt? What happened with Trent?
Yeah, I believe so. He's got something with his neck.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so the best friends...
So they found another guy with a beard.
Like, hey, Trent's hurt.
You got dark features.
No, they got to find someone else whose mom's got a minivan to drive everyone to the show.
Do you think Wheeler Yuta's...
Well, his name's Wheeler.
Yeah, true. Oh, yeah.
It's the driver.
Yeah.
Who's the alien? Statlander? Her spaceship's in the shop. Not Paul.
It's a good movie.
No. So... Wheeler Yuta's going up against Sammy Guevara. Sammy, I noticed like the inner circle seems kind of distant tonight. Like Jericho didn't get saved from anyone. Power and Powerful didn't have anyone. Like
they're doing their own thing. Yeah,
Sammy was on his own here tonight. Sammy's here. So both of these guys go at it. They're both really fast. A lot of like almost like luchador style, cruiserweight style, like kip ups and counters. There's a belly to belly lift from Sammy that was like overhead and slams to the side. Looked great. Goes for a moonsault off the top, but he rolls, so he lands on his feet. He goes for a moon again, but the guy moves again. So then he does a running, standing star press for a near fall. Looked pretty cool. There was then a shooting star from the top rope, but Yuta gets his knees up, and then he comes at Sammy with a series of moves like a forearm and a like crazy German suplex, and then a frog splash of his own, just as good as Christian's. Yeah, he got froggy with it. There's then this like attempt where they're going back and forth, but Sammy gets up and counters, does a double jump cutter, and then hits the GTH and puts Yuta in his wheels back with the, I don't know.
Yeah. I thought that they do the kind of respect angle after, like Sammy shows Yuta respect. I thought Yuta impressed me. I thought he had a really good match. I haven't watched much. Well, I haven't seen any of this guy before, but from what I've heard from reliable sources like John Cena, he's someone to look out for, and I thought he did impress tonight. But Sammy was over. Texas boy.
Yeah, definitely. He's great, man.
The crowd are so into him, and he's just going to be a bigger and bigger star. Look great as well. I enjoyed this.
Yeah, me too. It was helping get Sammy over, but it introduced some new talent. If you don't watch Dark or Elevation or anything like that, but I like Sammy. He's great.
He's fantastic.
This made me, because he wasn't with Inner Circle, and we had like the tease of Andrade teasing kind of the Death Triangle and things. That's where I'm like, yo, if all of a sudden they're gonna get Andrade with like the Lucha Bros, so all these Lucha guys, like Sammy involved with that would be pretty killer. But yeah, maybe Sammy's the guy who fights Miro at All Out.
Okay. I don't hate that.
Yeah. We go to Tony Schiavone. I told you he was busy today. He was with QT Marshall earlier today with The Factory. And before he could even say anything, it's QT who's like, oh, what's with the attitude, Tony? You're just feeding into these people. This Cody Rhodes, this golden shovel. I think he calls him Cody Holds? He didn't say Rhodes. He then says all this stuff. He's basically ignoring the fact that he lost to Cody Rhodes, and then they tease that they're gonna pour his protein shake on Tony, and he's like, "No, I wouldn't do that to you," and then just does it, and then Tony's like, and he says, "What are you gonna do? Hit me?" Yeah, that's what I thought, and then walks off. That mean QT, pouring
QT
people's
Marshall
protein gym shakes on people's hair and faces.
I mean, Cody's moved on, mate.
Yeah, Cody's getting kicked in the head.
I love me a bit of QT Marshall, but I didn't see what this really served. Where are we going with QT now?
Well,
Miro.
He's not. He's not over Cody, right? And this is like he keeps wanting to challenge Cody, but Cody's like, yeah, I'm fucking busy with like a real feud. This guy kicked Arn in the head. I'm upset at Black, so I gotta go after him. And QT's like, hey, Cody, I'm trying to fight you here, and like every time, like, so whatever. So he keeps trying to he keeps trying to get Cody's reaction and trying to fight Cody again to get his win, but Cody has zero interest in it while he's doing this with Black. And then one day maybe QT's like, you know what, Factory Boys, Solo and Camarado, we're gonna bust into Cody's we're gonna walk through the back. We're gonna go, and this is where you get Alistair doing the like badass thing, being like, "Who the fuck are you guys?" and just kick them all kick them all in the head. All three of them be like, "Fuck off, he's busy. He's with me." I like QT with his bowling shirts. Looks like Tony Soprano. It's what's he gonna do? There was
what's he gonna do?
This reminds me, I'm gonna get nerdy, which I don't a lot. But Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, did a comic where the whole like trade, the whole series, the graphic novel was Spider-Man's feuding with Doc Ock. It's the arc where Doc Ock gets created and Spider-Man has to fight Doc Ock. That's the whole comic. Meanwhile, Kraven the Hunter chirps the whole comic, like being like, "I want to kill Spider-Man. I want to kill Spider-Man."
I've read this
and
one.
then finally, when he Spider-Man's trying to fight Doc Ock, Kraven shows up, and Spider-Man now has to fight Kraven, but realizes he ain't shit. Like one kick and it was like a squash, and then goes back to fighting. It's just gonna be like that. Poor QT. What does this leave QT. The factory? What are these guys do?
Yeah, they're down there with the family office for sure, aren't they?
Yeah, that's their next feud. They are the family office.
They are? No.
Like they're similar.
That's what I mean. Yeah. They're like on a similar level.
Well, they
should just join forces. Matt Hardy can buy them out.
Oh no! So Matt Hardy's factory,
the family
office.
Factory, yeah.
We go to Penelope Ford versus Yuka Sakazaki. The return, the magical girl, Genie Pants. Yeah, Yuka we've seen in one of their earlier matches before, like one of their pay-per-views, and then she was in the tournament,
Japan side of that women's tournament.
And Penelope Ford with everyone's favorite Kip Sabian. He's still on the sidelines, but we kind of haven't seen her too much. So if you watch Dynamite at least, but so she's in action here. So there's early on a cannonball from Yuka onto Penelope on the outside. Penelope though gains control and starts choking her into the ropes and like guillotine her during a break. There's a Muda lock as well, looked cool. Yuka comes back with a suplex and then a sliding D for a near fall. Shout out Kyrie. There's then this like back elbow there. There's then a pump kick from Penelope, but Yuka hits this like a satellite spinning into a face drop kind of move. Is like a magic carpet ride. Is that?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what they call it, but yeah, it looks like that. There's then she hits her with that, lays her out, and then the magical girl splash, which also does look like a magic carpet because it's like she spins in there.
Like, twisting spinboard splash. Yeah.
And Yuka.
Actually, yeah, that's very magic carpet-esque.
Yeah, both of them were. Yeah, Yuka Sakazaki beats Penelope Ford, but there was some pretty cool back and forth.
This wasn't bad. I think Penelope Ford's actually improved a lot. She's looking way better in there, and Yuka, like this is the first match she's had in. What did they say? 14 months, was it?
Oh,
maybe more.
Is it that long?
That she's been, probably.
Damn.
Because pandemic and stuff, she hasn't been over.
Yeah.
And it was great to see how into the crowd, into her the crowd was.
That's
like,
true.
Clearly haven't forgotten this girl. Like she left an impression, and it was good to have her back. And yeah, I didn't think this was too bad.
Yeah, I thought it had some cool spots, and I like the Genie Pants.
Yes.
And Penelope Ford impressed, for sure. We go to some announcements for next week's Fyter Fest. What do we got? We got the Chris Jericho versus the Chairman.
We got Nyla versus Britt.
That's right.
Orange Cassidy versus the Blade.
Yeah. The orange might get sliced.
Maybe.
And the Texas Death Match. So it's a pretty stacked week next week on Dynamite. We'll be talking all about it. But it's time for the main event. A coffin match. It's definitely times like this that makes me like pro wrestling. It's like, oh, what did you watch last night? A coffin match.
First time ever.
First time ever.
They've been calling it a casket for the rest of the time. First coffin match ever.
In AEW. But they didn't even say that. But yeah. A coffin match. We see some druid type dudes come out with this heavy coffin.
Yeah, they look like they were struggling carrying this down.
This coffin. And they lay it out there. Well, now we know why later because
it's kind of got the music from The Purge as well. It's like the wham, wham.
It was kind of Hans Zimmer-y a bit, maybe too, like a bit, yeah. Kind of like the motorcycles outside our
right now,
on the Gardner in Toronto right now, outside our apartment. So the coffin match, these Druids put the coffin down, and out comes our first competitor, All Ego Ethan Page, Hamilton's own. Shout out CHGH. Darby Allin, his opponent, comes out with a skateboard. Star of Jackass 4. They didn't mention this.
He's in it,
right? Yeah, but apparently he's not in the trailer.
I liked Page's jacket as well. He had like a yellow coffin on the back.
Oh, yeah.
Embroidered.
Nice.
Looked very nice.
He's ready to have
very nice
coffin.
at Ethan, his coffin jacket.
Coffin jacket, yeah. We were talking about goth bays earlier, but this is definitely like a goth, emo...
Goth boy.
Yeah, like match here. It's Goth Boy Darby in a coffin match, and they have like black roses scattered all around it.
And Live, Laugh, Love on top, wasn't it?
Is that what he's got tattooed on him?
Isn't it?
No. It says, nothing's over till you're underground.
It was definitely in the Live, Love, Love. What is it?
Live, Laugh,
Love font.
Yeah.
Live, Laugh, Love. There we go.
Yeah.
Hard to say.
That's such a thing. You see, like I mean, people don't go to people's houses as often, but you go to someone's bathroom, you see they've done up the house, and it's like, oh, they've got either pictures of babies or Live, Laugh, Love.
Yeah.
Always.
Well,
it doesn't say that on the coffin. It says nothing's over till you're underground, and that means it's not over till you're dead. Don't stop fighting. Darby runs right away at All Ego Ethan Page and does like a coffin drop, and Ego is selling it like it really hurts, and it's revealed that he's got a steel plate on his back.
Yeah.
He should have just kept it on.
I guess it's hard to move in it.
Yeah. So he beats him up. He's beaten up on All Ego here. He does the running cannonball tope that he does, where he just bounces off him. I don't know how he does. No one does it better than this guy.
His speed is ridiculous with everything. Yeah. It's so frantic. It's so exciting.
Yeah, it sends Ego into the, I keep saying Ego, but Page, into the guardrail and like pushes the guardrail. And there's fans, and someone's seltzer got knocked over there. Yeah, I wonder how much it was.
14?
It's Texas though. It's cheaper, no?
12?
Nah, 8.
8?
Yeah.
That's good.
Darby drags Ethan over to the coffin, but the coffin opens, and it's Scorpio Sky. Uh-oh. He was in the coffin. That's why it was so heavy.
Yeah.
Scorpio Sky starts to beat down on Darby, but oh my God, it's Sting. The crowd pop was great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. They were happy to see him. But you know who was even?
When was the last time Sting was in Texas?
I don't know. You have to ask him. But
I mean, before, because I was there last weekend.
Yeah, I'm always in Texas. It's crazy. We got Scorpio Sky showing up, Sting shows up, Jesus shows up.
Jesus is there.
AEW Jesus Guy. Remember this guy? He's always in the crowd. He's there. Sting's brawling in the crowd with Sky. He goes for the Stinger Splash, but the camera misses it, but Sting misses it, and then like drops Scorpio like. He
does a leg sweep and he like crutches himself on the barricade. Looked very painful.
Like on the hockey boards, essentially in this arena. So this brawl is happening, and then they go to break.
A good brawl between these two. Sting looks great.
Yeah, Sting. This is the proper way to use Sting.
We're sure. I assume we'll get that singles match. Would you think?
Sting versus
Scorpio.
Okay.
They keep teasing it.
I mean, sure. Why not?
Yeah,
do it. Sting's brawling and Darby is brawling. They go to break, and it was kind of weird. It's like, why would you go to break during this spot where Darby's like jumping off stuff, and he gets caught, and Paige starts beating him up. Then he drags him back into the ring when we come back from break. There's a shoulder block. Then he grabs part of the ring, like the turnbuckle book, the bolts and the hook part of it, like the big metal thing that connects the ring. He disconnects one of them and starts to hook and choke Darby Allin. He puts this metal hook around his throat and choking him.
It's like around his chain, isn't it? I think.
It's like strangling him. And the crowd's chants, "You sick fuck." Darby fights back, grabs the hook, and puts it in Ethan.
Fish hooks him.
Yeah, he puts it in his mouth, and he's pulling on him. And this is where you would have chanted, "You sick fuck." They let me down. So Darby now has control. He's beating him around, but Ethan comes back, and they're fighting around the coffin, trying to put each other in it, and Paige just slaps him like a few times. I don't know how this doesn't hurt this. Like this looks, you could hear the smack. It's almost to like the temple, to the ear.
Yeah.
The side of the head. Yeah, it looks nasty. These are vicious. But Darby catches one of them after taking like 3 to the face, starts to bite the fingers, and then starts to bite the face of Ethan Page here. Eventually back in the ring, there's steel steps that they keep trying to do stuff on. There's a stunner from Darby. He tries to go for something, but Ethan gets him on the top rope. I mentioned the steel steps. They're in the middle of the ring, and off the top, Ethan Page hits an avalanche Razor's Edge, the Ego's Edge, to Darby onto the steel steps.
This was crazy.
You just hear a thud.
Darby kind of floats down. He has this height, and he's just...
Whoop.
Oh, the thud. This was great.
Yeah, you could see the lines instantly in the back of where he hit on the corners of the steps. But yeah, what a spot. You have to have seen this if you have not, but nuts. But he goes to grab Darby and throw him, but Darby fights back and then grabs his skateboard, jumps off the top, hitting Ethan in the face with the skateboard. Like, not in the face, but like the back and the neck, kind of sending him into the coffin. And then Darby closes the coffin. Therefore, the winner of the coffin match, Coffin Boy, Darby Allin. But then we get the spot which we all thought we would get.
Yeah, so afterwards he does a coffin drop through the coffin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is the spot we
Which
all
was he
wanted
was
to see.
going, yeah, you enjoyed that, but you were waiting for something nuts, weren't you? Here you go.
Yeah, he got us with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this spot looked nuts.
It was crazy.
This spot is so silly. I love my goth bays and my sad boys. I love some good coffins and dark shit, and seeing a guy who has a move called the coffin drop literally do it in a match that's a coffin match, doing the coffin drop through the coffin on top of Ethan Page was in it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know how this guy doesn't hurt. How do you, I sleep with an extra pillow sometimes, and I'm hurting for 2 days. This guy's doing coffin drops through coffins onto dudes. What do you do to? Yeah, bless him for my entertainment.
Yeah.
Love this. This was great.
Yeah. Darby Allin's such an exciting performer and so different from anyone who's really been a top star in a major company. I think you worry because it does look like he's gonna just die one of these days doing some of this stuff and it goes wrong, but he's so exciting to watch, and I think Ethan Page brings the violence as well in his own way, and has actually over the last couple of weeks had pretty good heat from these crowds, these live crowds we're having. I was expecting the body bag spot or something like that in this match.
Yeah.
And it didn't quite go as nuts as I thought it was.
Me too.
It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad match. I actually really enjoyed the match and I enjoyed the spot at the end. And overall, just a really great show this week.
Yeah, everything kind of flowed. Everything kind of made sense. I too agree. I was waiting for some blood. I was expecting someone is going to get hurt just because of what these two have done on their indies and their feud. And I'm kind of happy they didn't. I feel like the feud's definitely not over because these guys are just going to be assholes and come after them again. So you're thinking Sky versus...
I think so.
You think it's over or just the Scorpio versus Sting? You got to get the Scorpion versus Scorpion.
Maybe.
And he makes
I don't know,
Sting tap out.
It doesn't feel very big, but I know maybe it's something they want to do to try and elevate Sky.
Yeah. He'll make
But
Sting
the fact that
tap
we had
out.
the physicality tonight, I don't know. Or
Yeah, he
maybe they
looked
just
good.
move on.
He looked good with the fighting.
Yeah, no, I thought Sting looked very good, yeah.
Yeah, Scorpio Sky is going to use the Scorpion Deathlock on Sting and make him tap out.
Yeah.
Book it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Overall, really hot episode of Dynamite. We've mentioned the crowd here in Texas was nuts, so it helped and added to this allure of the show. But it flowed. Like I said, everything was really good. Once you have a hot opening match, you got my attention. They definitely had it with Carl Anderson and Jon Moxley. They put on a banger. This IWGP stuff, cool. Use it as much as you want to make Carl Anderson in a match. Why not? If you can have matches like this. Jon Moxley is definitely a character that I think is still working really well and so over with this crowd. Definitely a star that they can easily put back into a main event slot at no time.
Oh, anytime.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to... I think we're going to see more US title defenses. Well, we're getting one next week. But I think they're going to use it a lot more whilst Moxley isn't in that AEW title picture.
Yeah.
I think we'll be seeing him defend it a lot more on AEW.
which is super cool.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah, I really liked Carl Anderson and Jon Moxley. I obviously liked the coffin match. I can't really say what my match of the night was.
And just the promos were great as well.
Yeah.
All night, I thought all the promos were awesome.
Segment of the night was the Hangman.
The Hangman Kenny
Elite.
segment was great. I think I enjoyed the main the most, but really enjoyable show.
Yeah, they definitely got me hooked with the Hangman Kenny arc. That story is something else. I'm such a vindictive devil's advocate or whatever, but Hangman's got to lose.
Oh yeah, I'm with you.
And then continue it even more down the line.
So.
Milk this for
Have
years.
it until Revolution next year.
Yeah, Kawada Misawa. Don't let him beat him till it's down the line.
Yeah.
So that was Dynamite. I think we're both on the same page that they're definitely on a roll, and it's great. This promotion is super hot in terms of...
Can't wait to go. I want to go to one of these.
Yeah, we definitely want to go to one of these. So let us know if you're going to these shows. We like live feedback. As soon as it's back on the road, I'm sure that as soon as they can, they'll do a Toronto show here for us.
I hope so, yeah.
And we'll be able to go. So can't wait for that. But join the Facebook page and group, UpNXT podcast group on Facebook, because we have some all of our listeners are in there that we post things for all sorts of different wrestling stuff. We have people who go to CWC and take photos. We had people with photos of the event and photos after with some wrestlers. We have all sorts. So join and stuff like that, especially if you are going to be going to some of these shows in the near future. We would love to take some feedback. I think as soon as maybe we should start reading some feedback on this show, possibly.
Yeah, maybe.
We were taking calls, but everyone else usually listens to us on delay for this show, and we totally get it. So maybe we'll have feedback threads up in the near future. But thank you for listening, and we can't wait to talk about Fyter Fest Night 2 next week. But join the Patreon for all the other shows, movie reviews, What's Next, all that stuff. You know where to do.
You know what to do.
Patreon.com/UpNXT.
Join us Saturday as well for Slammiversary, Sunday for Money in the Bank. Oh, and shout out Martin Bushby's charity stream happening also this Saturday. He's going to do a 12-hour charity stream. So
12 hours.
12 hours, and he's going to be on the whole time.
Yeah, shout out Martin Bushby, shout out Benno, and shout out Dickie Bird.
Yeah, who are all putting this together.
Yeah,
so
100%.
So go on his Twitter. I'm trying to get the exact thing. Bushby01. That's BUSHBY01 for all the details there.
Yeah, shout out Bushby. Shout out Benno. Shout out the British Wrestling Experience. And the Grapple guys, too.
Yep.
Fuck it. Shout out all the people we got in connection.
Shout out everyone.
Yeah, shout out you.
Shout out you guys.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We're all we saw wrestling fans be happy, and we're happy.
Yeah.
See?
Pretty much.
But we turn real quick.
Oh, yeah. Don't poke the bear. I don't know.
You put Matt Hardy in a match again? Oh! What are you doing? Yeah. Thank you so much for listening. I'm myself, Braden Harrington. You can find me Twitter and Instagram. I am at TheBrady.
And I am at Davey Portman.
And a reminder, BDE in the bank. We record the show, the videos on Twitch, and go at the socials because we put videos and stuff, and it's fucking awesome, and we can't wait for up next summer. Yeah. Take care. Goodbye. Be safe. And nothing's over till you're underground.
Ahoy!
First time in a long time, but it seems like just yesterday when we were side by side. Beast mode, no one's blocking our way. These other guys tried it, but them man ain't got the skills of Braden and Davey, brazen and raging, bringing you the thrills and spills. Right here in full gear, about to blow up like TNT. Us man are too sweet, Brady DVP, the BDElite. Right here in full gear, about to blow up like TNT. Us man are too sweet, Brady DVP, the BDElite.